So this is Channel. It's October 1st, and we are doing a hotspot interview to ask Channel about his comic web series, and I'll let him explain his TV show.
Okay, so I'd like to talk about first about the villain. So the villain, we haven't come up with a villain name yet. It's just question mark, question mark, question mark for now. I'm sorry. Okay, so the three question marks guy. Let's just share a little lore about him. He used to be a famous photographer and actor, including his wife. A little funny thing that when they were getting married was that the wife was wearing the tuxedo and the husband was wearing the dress. I don't know why. This is that he was silly, but then when his wife disappeared, aka died, his heart felt shattered. Every but everybody felt like remorse. I don't know what that word means for like the wife because yes. But the more the days go on, something felt strange. But by a couple days later, his friends kind of barely remembered him, but they remembered him only on like 15 days of the remembrance. And then when the more goes on, the friends start to forget about him, including the world, even God himself. He didn't know who was he, what is he, why did he even exist? Until eventually all hope was lost, he found one opportunity that no one took. So in the show, we get to see all the. So in the episode, we see him crash onto the computers, like dialogues or something, like explaining what the characters are. One rule never been there. It was just question mark, question mark, question mark with no like stop. He decided to step in there, and then in my song, it's gonna say but something clicked in me. I was the villain indeed. So his role was to be the villain of the show. He couldn't die. Nothing changed his mind. He felt he felt a lot of remorse for losing his wife, but he wanted to rechange those photos. He wanted to make them feel better by making other people feel what he felt. Nah, I don't have one yet, but he's gonna be my persona or like a mixture of like one of the characters that he made a long time ago, or it just might be realistic photos, or he might be never be drawn. And yes, he was scrapped. He was useless. He was an album all burned up. That's gonna be in the song, but I may draw him later. But
Do you have any art that you want to share right now?
yeah, I got some right here. Freak. Just hold on for a second. Okay, so this is Roseflower right here. This is one of the characters that's gonna be in my show with a traumatic ending. Speaking of which, can I have the microphone back, please? Thank you. So Roseflower's story was that when he was eight, he was having a joyful, wonderful lifetime. He was very nice. He was kind of straight, obviously, but he wasn't interested into like obviously like falling in love with someone at that time or liking someone. He had boyfriends, but he had one. No, he had like boy like gender friends, and then only had like two gender girlfriends. So when they were going into the workshop because his parents were very busy people, and one of his friends decided to dare him to like put his eyeball in one of the tubes where the claw was. But then someone decided to flip on the switch because it was pretty hot in there, and then the alarm sounded. The claw stood out, like started like trying to see who was the target. Technically, it was like an error, but when the sun was there, it knew to not harm anyone because it was his friends. But no, it was a machine malfunction, quote unquote. So then it decided to try to capture everyone. All the friends went, trying to encourage him to try to like. Technically, he was frozen, but all of his friends grew their might, strong in their waist, and ran. They all ran. They tried to tell him to come, but and someone had to grab him before the claw decided to snatch after him. One of his friends says, "I'm sorry, dude, but I don't want to be killed." And then he decided to run while just like some little tears falling down him. And then Roseflower was like, "Hey, where are you going?" And then his eyeball gets touched. He feels like a shock. His nerve sent down to his brain with a cord. Then, as the progress starts, his eye starts pulling out. There's one of the drawings in here where his eye is being pulled out. It's right here. It's right here of him of his eye being pulled out. And when it was fully pulled out, his technically it was like a waterfall of blood when his eye was pulled out. His mother came in on the right time, noticing what happened. She started crying and saying that what is up with this machine? I don't think we should need it anymore. I think we should more focus on you. It sounds like she was doing it for a good cause, but she wanted to, but she did this on purpose, and you're not the way you expect it. So the machine was malfunctioning, but it was not at the same time. So the mother did all of this. She planned everything, decided to make her son torture for no reason. Once he found out, he hated his mother so much he ran away. He just began a new life with new parents. This was all on Earth. He was happy. He forgot about his own mother because he let one of those cords out of his brain. But as you see in the drawing, why is there someone like this, like smiling with an eye? That's his old memory that he can never be taken back. He can never throw it away. It's always there forever. Anyway, by the character of Venance. Can you hold the microphone, please? Copy and paste. Venance is a character who was she does like a ballerina concerts or something like that. She decided to like join ballerina classes. Yeah, she's a killer. She was joining like in a gang, and then just killed everyone for a purpose, only to get money. Her dad wasn't was like a, I don't know, like a drug addict, and always appeased her. The mother tried all her might to get rid of him, but he would never leave. But some days in his mind, he might regret doing it. But some days it will just forget. This one made her into a killer. She killed her own father. The mother was like shocked yet for good reasoning. But she just wanted her she knew it was for a good cause, but she didn't want her to kill anyone after this incident. She wasn't going to tell the police because they didn't she didn't want her daughter to be taken away. But then as she grew up, she forgot about the promise from her mother, and she decided to kill everyone. And then she joined a gang member who actually thought she was really stronger than the leader. She became the leader, she started killing everyone. But then she had a crush on Roseflower because he was probably her next victim, obviously. But she saw a different side that she might not want to kill him. There'll be a lawyer later on this. Anyway, by to the next character is Ash, my one of my first OCs. Hold on, I just. So Ash is one of the characters who is only half human, half amphibian. Why? Well, let me tell you the story of how we got amphibian. So I actually kind of have more, but I'm gonna try to come up with mine. So when he was obviously when he was 10, I'm making random ages now. When he was 10, he loved frogs a lot. He wanted to be one. So then he decided to show up for this lab experiment to make him a frog. But things didn't go as so planned. Obviously, it sounds more like good, but he wanted to be an actual frog to like hop away into freedomness to see what frogs do. But then eventually he became half amphibian. He still thought it was great, but kind of felt like it was kind of boring. He wanted to be a cat. Obviously, he couldn't. It's not that much a traumatic, but it was his decision. He came home as a frog. His mom was worried. His mom said, "What did you do? Who did this?" And whatever, whatever. Same thing with the father. But then he said, "I didn't. I did it. I thought it was fun, so I decided to do it." His parents were shocked, and they grounded him just because it was something that he wanted to do for fun. Eventually, he grew up and then just decided to live with us forever. Then he decided to like cats, and then he obviously met Rihanna at out in the streets because he was trying to tie. He kind of forgot how to tie his shoe. He asked anyone who could tie his shoe. Someone decided. So then Brianna noticed him. So then she decided to help him. This just the reason because he just wanted to conversate with somebody, whether or not the gender. But he kind of saw a vision where he liked her, and she liked him back. So then they started like sharing their like phone numbers, obviously, and then they started dating. Good ending. But that's all I kind of have. I don't have.
Could I ask you a question?
Well, what?
So what kind of vibe is your story going to be like?
It's gonna be
Comedy? Is it going to be super sad all the time? Is it going to be action, like lots of fighting, like a shonen?
action, silliness, which is obviously kind of like comedy, action, comedy, romance, and kind of like depressing. Cause there's I'm gonna make 3 episodes. Excuse me. It's called Three of a Kind, where it's from the character from like the less traumatic to the character who has been the most traumatic of them all. So Roseflower is gonna be at number 2, obviously. So technically, all these 3 characters are being interviewed.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah, they're sharing their stories.
What?
They can share their mind on the camera. It's like hijacking the show.
Oh, interesting.
But that's all I kind of have. The villain, I do have a song for him, and the lyrics I'll just share it to this. Ha! Of course, no one ever heard me before, but let me tell you a story, not by words, but by pictures. He starts singing it like this thing that sounds like Keith David or something. And Keith David is actually gonna be the actor of my villain. Little, what do you feel about Keith David being an actor of my villain? Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna make Keith David as my villain one, but it's not because of that one theory where just black people are always the villain and white people are always the hero. It's not that theory. It's just fun. And obviously, he's gonna have like a backstory to make him feel like people see him as a good person, but the other characters don't get it. It's like my family when I try to explain something, they don't get it. And then so then he decided to be a villain because he was forgotten. Technically, I'm just gonna share this. His wife was the main core of everything. His fortune, his love, almost everything. They didn't abuse each other. They always helped. This is the only couple, 1 out of 3, that's gonna have that wanted a kid. So it's so my show is not gonna be like kind of that freaky, but it's obviously kind of like a good show that I'm gonna make. It's called Breaking Point, a show that breaks the fourth wall. Episode 1, normal, but the more it progresses, the more it breaks the fourth wall till realizing that they're in the computer or in the animation studio. Done.
Thank you so much, Channel. Good job.